But in their minds, until that point, all they could see was the owl. So maybe it was actually the Wendigo, and it wasn't aliens, or maybe it was aliens pretending to be the Wendigo that were eaten.
But they don't look anything like an owl. These Wendigos resemble nothing like an owl. But to hear that people see an owl before abduction, I've heard that owls have symbolized.
Now the owl, or the parallels, is the Witchugi is a similar being that appears in the legends of the Athabascan people. And the Athabascans is a large family of indigenous languages of North America, located in Western North America in three aerial language groups: Northern, Pacific Coast, and Southern. Carey and Potter, 2010, placed the total territory of the 53 Athabascan languages at 4,022,000 square kilometers. And from the map that they show on there, this bad boy stretches pretty much all the way up to Alaska, down into the middle of Canada, and then there's like a little bit down in the southwest area by Texas, New Mexico, and just on the edge of Arizona.
Can you share the map, or
I could?
Screen share it.
Yeah.
Then we can have visuals. But you said Texas too? That's crazy, because Amarillo, Texas is where they spotted a creature, is what they called it. And this was last year, and they didn't know what it was.
Yeah, let me see if
I can spotted it near the zoo. It looks like a werewolf walking on two legs.
Let me see if I can pull this up. I have some cool ways of doing it, but I ain't that cool. I gotta drop it off of the full screen.
Well, if it's too difficult, then you'll have to. I was just thinking it would be a good visual for what we were talking about.
It's all right. It's a good idea to put it on there, so
just so people can see, when they watch the stream.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, let's see if we can get it to share. Now this isn't on the Wendigo right here. This is on the people who speak that language, the Athabascan language.
Athabascan.
Yeah. Now that right there is... Oh. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Now is that coming through good?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I see the green shading here to the left. Fever. I'm not sure how to say that. And Doppeley. Are those all places are in Canada? Yeah, I see this. The United States are all places in Canada.
Now, up on the top area, it has, what is that? Yukon. Now that might be the Yukon. And it goes just barely into Alaska. So
where? Okay, hold on. Where? Oh, that's Alaska right there to the left at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought Alaska would have been at the top to the right where there's no green. I didn't know.
Yukon. And then you have Tamaya, all that. Some crazy names, man. This goes all the way up. I don't even know if that's part of Alaska. Most of that. I don't even... Well, the Yukon is Alaskan territory, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I heard Yukon from before. Oh, okay. I see the line barrier right here. So all of that is Alaska, where it says What is that? Tanana? Hold on, let me see. And then Koyukon, Alaska. That's all Alaska. Let me see a map of Alaska. Oh, maybe I can have it right here.
That's pretty cool stuff, man.
Oh, okay. So the Gulf of Alaska here, Fairbanks, and so that's still Canada. But like, is all of that Canada? Like, see, it says Northwest Territories. It's like the Northwest Territories is not part of Canada, though.
It could be their territory, like how the Marshall Islands are our territories in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Yeah, because it's like they're not part of the United States, but the United States owns them type thing. Yeah. But then here, the United States is owned by Great Britain, so I mean, it's just interesting.
Yeah. So let's see now. Where am I at? I still haven't got used to doing all this stuff.
With the map and stuff?
Well, with navigating and stuff.
Athabascan language. Wonder what it sounds like. Do we have a clip of hearing the people speak Athabascan?
It would be cool. Let me see.
I'm about to look for one. Are you going to look for one? I can look for one, and you can.
You can if you can find something. That would be.
My phone is like burning up hot, and like ever since I did my show last night, my phone all day long is like seriously hot. It's burning hot. Like every time I touch it, it's just treacherous. Like I don't even want to touch it. I see
I'll go ahead and I'll read the folklore description. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, the Wendigo is part of the traditional belief system of a number of Algonquin-speaking people, including the Ojibwe, the Sultics, the Cree, the Naskapi, and the Innu. Although descriptions can vary somewhat, common to all these cultures is the view that the Wendigo is a malevolent, cannibalistic, supernatural being. They were strongly associated with winter, the north, coldness, famine, and starvation. Basil H. Johnson, an Ojibwe teacher and scholar from Ontario, gives a description of a Wendigo. A Wendigo was gaunt to the point of emaciation. Its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones, with its bones pushing out against its skin. Its complexion, the ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into its sockets. The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton, recently interred from the grave. What lips it had were tattering and bloody, unclean and suffering from suppuration or suppuration of the flesh. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption. In Ojibwe, Eastern Cree, West Main Swampy Cree, Naskapi, and Innu lore, Wendigos are often described as giants that are many times larger than human beings, a characteristic absent from the myth of other Algonquin cultures. Whenever a Wendigo ate another person, it would grow in proportion to the meal it had just eaten, so it could never be full. Therefore, Wendigos are portrayed as simultaneously gluttonous and extremely thin due to starvation. The Wendigo is seen as the embodiment of gluttony, greed, and excess. Never satisfied after killing and consuming one person, they can constantly search for new victims. The Wendigo need not lose the human's power of cognition or speech, and in some depictions may clearly communicate with its prospective victims or even threaten or taunt them. A specimen of folk story collected in the 20th century by Lottie Chickaqua Marsden, an ethnographer of the Chippewas of Rama First Nation, in which a Wendigo also exhibited tool use and ability to survive partial dismemberment and auto-cannibalism. Reads, one time long ago, a big Wendigo stole an Indian boy, but the boy was too thin, so the Wendigo didn't eat him up right away, but he traveled with the Indian boy waiting for him till he'd get fat. The Wendigo had a knife, and he'd cut the boy on the hand to see if he was fat enough to eat, but the boy didn't get fat. They traveled too much. One day, they came to an Indian village, and the Wendigo sent the boy to the Indian village to get some things for him to eat. He just gave the boy so much time to go there and back. The boy told the Indians that the Wendigo was near them and showed them his hand where the Wendigo cut him to see if he was fat enough to eat. They heard the Wendigo calling the boy. He said to the boy, "Hurry up, don't tell lies to those Indians." All of those Indians went to where the Wendigo was and cut off his head. They went back again to see if he was dead. He wasn't dead. He was eating the juice or marrow from the inside of the bones on his legs that were cut off. The Indians asked the Wendigo if there was any fat on them. He said, "You bet there is. I have eaten lots of Indians. No wonder they are fat." The Indians then killed him and cut him to pieces. This was the end of the giant Wendigo. Now that's what you were just reading?
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. Isn't that interesting?
I mean, yeah, because I didn't even think that stuff like this is I don't want to say real, but it's, to me, reading this makes it more real. And I could just imagine being the warrior chief of an Indian tribe, and then some wolfman comes and attempts to try you. He's like, "Man, I'll make a felt out of," you know what I mean? I'll make a felt out of you. You'll be a throw rug guy. And kind of that's what it was for him. But then too, I was looking up this Athabascan language. It's it doesn't exist. It's almost like they're saying it's all languages combined. That's why I was interested in seeing what it was, because Athabascan language sounds because I think and then it just goes to what languages sound alike. What do you sound like in your language? Chicken. And the multilingual gibberish girl. What does 28 broad? See, it makes it seem like it's a mix of the language, and that's why I was thinking maybe it's something like the boss said earlier, that they say it's tongues, and maybe it's a universal language. I just wish I could see more or hear it.
It sounds like a lot of what me and you've been talking about with linguistics. You know what I mean? Researching languages and there could be a combination of languages, but going back, you know what I mean?